Hello and welcome back. This is my 100 subscriber video in which I'm celebrating 100 subscribers to my YouTube channel. And I want to thank all of you who subscribed and all of you who support me in all the other ways by liking, by sharing videos, etc. It's been really exciting doing YouTube videos. I originally got into it just to share some videos with some friends, and now I'm enjoying it, doing additional videos, of course, as part of my Minecraft game experience. Let me kill this spider. Or not. There's a lot of lag on the server today. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm thankful and thank you for subscribing. As you may, or well, if you know me, you know this already, that I'm not out to be a YouTube star. This is just fun for me. And really, 100 subscribers was the only goal that I had. As I step up onto my Minecart station here. 100 subscribers was the only goal I had because that allows me to have my own YouTube address. youtube.com/c/historywes, which is kind of cool. Anyway, if you know me, you know my focus is writing. I'm an author. I have several series of science fiction and fantasy books published, which you can find at Amazon or iTunes, iBooks, Barnes & Noble, wherever ebooks are sold, and some of them are available in paperback. Check them out if you're interested in science fiction and fantasy. So, what I wanted to do today for my 100 subscriber special, as I'm taking my minecart trip here to the jungle, is to talk about some YouTubers who you're probably not watching that you should be. First, let me tell you a little bit about this minecart track. Minecart tracks are one of the most fun parts of Minecraft for me. I remember building my first one, thought this was so exciting. This one stretches out to the east to the jungle and to the west to the desert, so I can go get supplies. And other people in the server would probably laugh at me because you can get there much quicker by elytra or by nether portal, but I just like the minecart. It's just cool. And since I had pretty much unlimited iron and unlimited spruce wood, thanks to my friend on the server, Professor Savant, who gifted me all this material, it took almost no time to build because I didn't have to gather resources. And now I'm heading to the jungle. I want to get some jungle wood and hopefully some saplings so that I can plant some jungle trees at my base. Anyway, on to some YouTubers that you should be watching that maybe you aren't. And let me start with Angel Gaming. If you want to see some really great landscaping and you're interested in doing landscaping yourself, you owe it to watch Angel on the Angel Gaming channel, and his landscape work is just incredible. Well worth the time to watch. I'm going to put his a link to his channel at below the screen here, as well as the other YouTubers that I'm going to mention. Then there is Candy Bear 5947 Gaming. I don't know the origin of that name, just like I don't know the origin of any of these other names, but except maybe one I can probably guess. But you should check out Candy Bear if you are interested, especially in seeing some awesome nether builds. Really cool stuff. Then there is Stina Rose. Now Stina Rose Gaming is taking off. You can get in on the ground floor. I subscribed to her channel less than a month ago, and I think I was subscriber number 337, and already a month later she has about twice as many subscribers. She's going to be big, and it's a couple of reasons for that. One, she is a great on-screen, online personality. She's a great narrator, great storyteller, And two, she's a fantastic builder. Excuse me. I could say she specializes in castles because on the Wells Knight Patreon server, she's built a lot of castles for herself and for other people. But she does all kinds of builds. If you've watched her channel, you can see her building a storybook land as her base on this Patreon server. And just some incredible ideas like... well, I don't want to give it away, but let's see. The Hansel and Gretel house is just fantastic. Not just the build either, but some of the concepts that she uses inside. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. And then finally, you should check out Aletha Prime. Aletha Prime is probably the best builder you're not watching. She has a series called Primecraft. If you want to see great building in a survival setting, check out Aletha Prime. She has a build on one of her episodes in the savannah. It's the best savannah build I've ever seen anybody build ever, and I'm including all of the great famous builders that you see online. So check out her channel as well. That's Aletha Prime. And again, I'm going to put that the link to her channel below the video in the description. So here we are in the jungle, and I'm just hacking around because obviously I'm not very skilled at gathering materials in the jungle. I'm trying not to leave any floating trees. But part of the problem is the jungle trees don't seem to drop as many saplings as other trees. Or maybe I'm mistaken on that, but it certainly seems that way. It seems like that should be the opposite. I mean, that is one of the hallmarks of the real life jungle, is that it spreads very quickly. You know, assuming human beings aren't slashing and burning it. There's also a very clever way that you can get up a tree by one of the large trees. This works on jungle trees or the canopy forests, where you kind of stairway yourself up. But obviously I've muffed that up because here I am way down below trying to hack these things above. Yeah, so I'm going to have to pillar up with some spruce. You could say pillar up, or you could say, what's the other term I've heard for it? Dork stick, noob stick. Anyway, gathering jungle wood is not hard. Getting all of the tree is a little hard, and finding a sapling is turning out to be harder than I thought. So, if you hadn't guessed, I am on the Wells Knight Patreon server. Wells Knight, famous YouTuber, famous gamer, one of the most prolific YouTube video producers, has his Patreon server for his supporters, and it is a fantastic community. You can support Wells Knight in a variety of ways, but if you support him by paying $10 a month, you get free use of the Patreon server and play SMP, Survivor Multiplayer. And this is the first time I've played Survivor Multiplayer, or well, that's not true. I played it on at home with 2 or 3 people. It's an entirely different experience when you're playing with a community of 50 some YouTubers who are all building their own bases, as well as community builds that you can take part of that benefit you. When you start a base and you've got just a little house, but you can go someplace on the server and collect free gold, or somebody's built a blaze spawner so you can get blaze rods, which, by the way, I mean, are so plentiful now that I just use them for fuel in my smelter instead of coal. That kind of game is completely different from trying to eke out survival on your own. You could argue that it's not as hard, but it frees you up to do a lot of things in survival that you wouldn't already do, but it doesn't take away the sense of satisfaction that you have done this while facing the dangers and going through the tribulations of survival, like you might if you were playing creative. You know, I've done some creative world builds, and yeah, there's certainly nothing wrong with people who want to play creative. But for me, building something in survival is just much more satisfying because there's more of a sense of accomplishment, I think. This poor jungle is just taking a beating from me. I think probably the reason is that I can't think about other things and do this at the same time. I need to gather resources offline, I think, usually, because once I start talking, I can't pay attention to what I'm doing unless I'm doing exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm hacking at some of the leaves here because I'm hoping that they'll drop saplings, and I've got 2. I need a minimum of 4 because what I want to do is build, get several jungle trees growing at my base, several of the big ones, they need 4 saplings for, and then build a tree house. I think I mentioned this in my regular video. It's been announced that the season is coming to an end soon. As you know, Minecraft 1.13 is coming out soon, and a parrot. And I have no seeds. Figures. 1.13 is coming out soon, and when it does, as soon as some of the server plugins are available for that version, there will be a server reset, which means we'll be going into the Wells Night Patreon server season 4, and this world won't cease to exist because, in fact, it's going to be available for download, so you can download the world and you know, mess around in my base or do whatever you want to do, or explore all of the many amazing things in the world. But anyway, it will cease to be worked upon by the community and won't be online anymore as an ongoing thing. So this has had a real drastic effect on how people are playing. You got some people that are scrambling to get builds finished, some people that are who coming back on to tidy up after having been gone for a long time. You know, who either were burned out or felt their builds were mostly done. Now they're just checking them over. And then there are other people that have just kind of stopped because they don't want to build anything else, that they don't want to put their energy into that. They're already planning what they're going to do in their next base. Now, I'll tell you a secret. I have an idea what I want to build. This time I was going for a kind of a steampunk theme. I didn't get very far because, well, I've only been on for 3 weeks now, but I've got a pretty good start on my base. I might have time to build an airship to kind of finally steampunkify it. we'll see. But my plan for next season is I want to build a fantasy ancient city a la Atlantis or Opar. If you're not familiar with Opar, Google it, go to the Wikipedia page. It was a creation of Edgar Rice Burroughs, the author of Tarzan. And it's been taken up by other authors and expanded on. But I'm not going to build it. Well, I have this kind of idea. I might build it like looking as it did at its height. Uh-oh. Getting dark. Oh, stormy. I might build it as it looked at its height, and then, like at the end of the season, like mess it up so that it looks like an ancient ruin. It rains a lot on this server. It rains all the time. Take a quick nap here. That's the other great thing I love about this server. If there are other people on, only one person has to sleep to make the night pass. So usually someone will sleep, but it seems like I'm either on when people aren't, or other people are in the nether or the end when I'm on, so I end up being the one to sleep, but whatever. Okay, so we've got 4 saplings. We've got quite a bit of jungle wood. We're going to head back to the base. And, you know, hopefully as we come in, you can kind of get a feel, a steampunk / Victorian / Edwardian kind of feel to the base. That's what I was going for. And with that in mind, you know, a train would be an awesome addition, but the minecart is as close to a train as I've got. I don't know if this is technically allowed since I'm actually kind of going beyond the bounds of my base, but I'm not interfering with anybody else. And, you know, at this point in the server's life, I don't think anybody else cares. I had a thought of even extending this all the way back to downtown or to the spawn, which is like 7,400 blocks. So that would take a while. I don't know if I want to invest that. There's where the town was. There was a village right there. And I used a minecart to transfer all the villagers to my base to the trading hall. And then I leveled the town for resources. I also don't know if that's technically legal, but somebody else pilfered the blacksmith shop before I got there, so oh well. Alright, here we come into the station. I left my bed back at the other place. Oh well. There we go. Yeah, it's got kind of a Victorian feel to it. I need to build more apartments. I've got the 2 brownstone apartments. I'll try and fly over to my house, and nope, can't do it. So instead, I'll dodge this zombie villager and this gold armored skeleton. Oh, he's a gold armored zombie. Which is not too hard with all these lights. They're mostly kept out of town. And plus I've got 100 iron golems. Robots, if you will. Alright, so here we are back at home, safe and sound. Thanks for joining me on this 100 subscriber special. Please check out these YouTubers I've mentioned. You'll be glad you did. If you like Minecraft, you like YouTube, you like watching Minecraft videos, you owe it to yourself to watch them. They're wonderful. That was a short day. Anyway, that's it. Thanks. Have a great day. And as always, keep Minecrafting.